Hello, my name is Kurt Lacaprucia from Caring Financial Strategies, and today I'd like to share this thought with you, the importance of the right-hand man. During this time of year, the Passover and the resurrection are very important times for people of the Jewish faith and the Christian faith. Now, in Bible times, the Passover feast was eaten at what we would call a triclinium-style table. It was more of a reclining meal, meaning that when the person would take the sop, they would lean back on the breast of the next person and give that to them. Now, the person in the second seat from the end on that side was the host. That was the person that would tell the Passover story about how the nation of Israel was delivered from the land of Egypt and the miraculous things that God did. Now, you think about that during this Passover and what we refer to as the Passion Week, the events taking place between Jesus' triumphal entry and then the following week, his resurrection from the dead. What we call the Last Supper, that week was a Passover feast. Jesus would have been the host. Jesus, the Passover lamb, the one who created and parted the Red Sea, would have been telling the story, how awesome that would have been to be there. Now, on his right hand and his left hand would have been the two honored guests. Okay. Now, the person on the left was a guest of honor, and the person on the right was someone that was the most trusted. Now, in this case, we know that it was John that leaned on Jesus' breast. He was the one sitting on the right hand. Now, Jesus, being the oldest in his earthly ministry and his family, it was his responsibility to take care of his mother after his father, more technically his stepfather, Joseph, had passed away because Jesus was born of a virgin. And when he was crucified on the cross, it was his responsibility to make sure that someone would take his place in caring for his mother now that he was going to ascend into heaven. Now, on the cross, he looked at John and said, "Son, behold thy mother," and looked at his mother and said, "Mother, behold thy son." He gave John the responsibility of taking care of his mother after he was going to heaven. His most trusted man, who lived the longest on this earth of all the apostles after Jesus' resurrection, John, who was the only one that did not die, what we refer to as a martyr's death. It was John. Okay, he was trusted. In ancient times, when the generals and the commanders of armies would go out into battle and hand-to-hand combat, they would hold their shield in the left hand and their sword in the right hand, and they would do battle. Now, when they did this, they're defending in front of them, they're defending the left, they've got that shield. The vulnerable part that they had was their right side, where they could be attacked. The general would put his most trusted soldier on his right-hand side to defend him and to protect him from attack where he was vulnerable the most. Hence he was referred to as the right-hand man, somebody that was trusted, somebody that be counted upon to protect him. And in life, it's so important when we have responsibility that we are that right-hand man. If you are a husband, a father, you need to be that right-hand man for your family, protecting the vulnerabilities of your spouse and your children. We live in such an evil world today. It's so important that we take that responsibility seriously, that we fight and that we battle because we love them and we know that they have some vulnerabilities and we want to protect them from that. Parents need to protect their children. Spouses need to protect each other. We all have vulnerabilities, okay? A Sunday school teacher needs to think about the vulnerabilities of the class. A pastor of the congregation that he has the privilege to pastor. Of someone that may be a mentor to somebody, like a big brother, big sister. If a person has a responsibility as a licensed financial professional, they need to look out for the vulnerabilities that people have financially and look to protect them, not thinking about how they can take advantage of them. If someone is a politician and they hold an office, whether it be a city level, whether it be a state level, or whether it be a federal level, a judge, a senator, whatever it may be, they need to look out for the most vulnerable, to protect them, and to do what is right before God and following the law and taking the best interests of people at heart. That's what makes this society function. When that begins to break down, it's because people, instead of protecting people's vulnerabilities, are trying to take advantage of them. And unfortunately, we live in a world today where there are some evil people. They don't care about others. They seek to manipulate them and take advantage of them. That's why it's so important that each of us, in our sphere of responsibility, rise up and be a right hand man. Now, obviously, that's a phrase that refers to man, woman, but all of us need to be that to somebody. That is so, so important that we care about them, that we can make our little corner of the world a better place. And I encourage each of us to rise up and be the person that God has created us and designed us to be, and that's a caring individual, being a right-hand man, looking out for the vulnerabilities of others. That will enrich lives, that will change lives, and that will give you purpose and meaning in yours. And I'd like to, if you take the time to email us at cfshelps@gmail.com, I'd like to share an audio message with you that it gives the parallels between the Jewish Passover feast and the resurrection. It's very powerful. It's very helpful. It'll strengthen your faith. It will help you realize that God loves you, and it'll be a great encouragement to you. If you email us, we will gladly email that to you. You can listen to that, send it to others free of charge. We don't want anything. We just want to be a blessing and an encouragement to you. And I would challenge each of us, take time to click on that like button, follow button, share button, and share this with some other people. And let them know that you're thinking about them, praying for them, and you're thankful for them. All of us need encouragement. All of us should seek to be a blessing to others. Because I want to tell you something, when you're a blessing to others, it will come back to you. But the importance of being a right-hand man. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. God bless and have a wonderful day.